6 of them at a time.
Are we on? Are we on?
Hey, you're a nerd, bro.
Are we on?
It's a good thing, though.
Driver mod or actual mods? Like, you got 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand worth of stuff on there, but you still can't drive.
99% of the people that I've met in this demographic, in this hobby, are cool as fuck.
It's like you could technically do it in a stock vehicle. What are you doing this for? And I'm like, I just enjoy it.
So, welcome to our first episode and first taping of our No Name podcast. Just a little bit of background. Pat, aka Mr. Luna, asked us a couple weeks ago if we would come on here and do a podcast. And reluctantly, actually, no, we said yes. We
Right away.
We didn't even think about it. And I was like, hey, we should have a little bit of a guideline on it. So we have a couple topics that may mesh together, may not. But we wanted to talk about some of the more controversial stuff when it comes to overlanding or life in general. We don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into just overlanding. We can talk about whatever, and we'll figure it out. There's no set list. There's no episodes. There's no nothing. We just figure it out the week before and come talk about it. But we don't have a name yet. We did have a name, and then we realized it was already taken. So right now, this is the
Because we're
No
geniuses. We pick good names. That's why.
yeah. It's got to be marketable, so we can make like 6 stickers. But
There it is. At least.
But anyways, I'll be your moderator for most of it. My name is Mike, aka Probably Outside, also the artist formerly known as Truck Norris. We'll do a little icebreaker. The question I'll ask, and then it can come back to me, is, what did you used to do before overlanding or four-wheeling? What got you into it? And what's a pro and a con that you can take from the hobby? So over to my left, or if you're watching this online, to the right, is Mr. John Bautista Caco himself. So I'll let him start. So what was it again? Oh yeah. What'd you do before off-roading? What got you into it, and a pro and con of the hobby?
OnlyFans.
Well, like what I did before was I was really into like Hondas and older Mustangs, not really old, but Fox bodies. I was in that community for a while. It was a cool little community. It's just a lot of broken down cars. There was an event called 50s on 50 where you drive all the way up to Tahoe, and half the crew would make it, half wouldn't. So I got a little, not tired of it, but I was just like, I want to do something else, but just like hang out in a parking lot, after a long drive. So, Pat, he was like, hey bro, you need to come out. Like, this is enjoyable. So he got into it a little bit before me. And then when he got his rig, he was already like, he got his 4Runner, he was doing it, and he was like, dude, you need to come out. And I'm like, all right, dude, I'll come out. I was like, man, I'm not good at the whole camping thing, but whatever. And then I did it once, and then I got hooked. And then it became my freaking
Life.
yeah. Obsession.
Pro and a con.
Yeah. The pro, basically, I met a lot of really great people, cool people, trying to get my family more into it as much as I am. And it's a great time, whether it be a big group, small group. I don't know. I don't really have a con yet, but I think the con is, seeing how empty our wallet is.
Pretty good point, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good point. Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now I'm going to go to my right, or if you're watching this on YouTube, if we even get it on YouTube, to my left, James Hutchins himself, Mr. Super Rigs.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, so Super Rigs Official or Super Runner, those are both of my accounts. Before I got into the off-roading, 4x4 overlanding scene, I too was into, imports at a young age, like I would say like right out of high school, EK Civics and all that kind of stuff, B16 engine swaps. And, I started working a lot, and I moved up to Euros, and I had like an E46 M3, Audis, all that kind of stuff. But then, you know, it's funny because my fiance now, she's the one who actually bought the 5th gen 4Runner that I drive and everybody knows as my car now, you know, so because her family went camping a bunch. And so
Imposter syndrome.
yeah, I can't credit myself. You know, but yeah, so her family took me camping for the first time. You know, I went camping for the first time in my 20s. You know, so after the first time I was hooked, she bought the 4Runner during COVID. Actually, it was peak COVID 2020. You know, the dealer markup to go with it too. Yeah, and I still had my Audi Q5, and then you know, one day I was like, hey, I want to get into this, you know, and have my own thing. So I told her, I was like, hey, I'm going to buy a van. And she's like, go ahead. So I started looking for them. You know, I had like a couple in mind, and then all of a sudden the new Sequoias came out, and jokingly I showed her a picture of it and was like, hey, you should get this and I should take the 4Runner. And she just like, haha, yeah, maybe I should. And then I think 3 weeks later, she told me she put down a deposit for a Sequoia. And so you know, they called us when the Sequoia arrived, and she's like, you're taking the 4Runner, and the rest is history. And so here we are. I love it. There's a lot of pros to it. You know, I mean, the community is the best thing to happen to me. You know, it's opened up a lot of doors for me, career wise and just relationship wise. So, and then cons, you know, I mean, the only downside is probably coming home from a trip. I think, you know, we accept the breakage and all that stuff and having to drive the miles and the maintenance, and that kind of comes along with it. But, you know, when it ends, it's kind of sad, but, you know, I'm glad I went anyway. So, yeah.
Sweet. So I guess it's back to me. So, Mike, same thing, kind of like both guys. I was in the Hondas and lowered cars when I was younger, but I was very broke. So I just remember like going to like shady Craigslist deals for lowering springs, and they weren't even for my car. After I put them on, like I found out, you know, this was back in the day where like there wasn't yeah, dude. This is back in the day where Marketplace wasn't a thing. Craigslist was like kind of in the dark, and you know, online shopping wasn't very, you know, prominent yet. Like I had to go to like actual tuner shops to look for what I needed, because I don't know, you know, internet was barely starting up back then. That's not, I mean, I might be aging myself, but I, you know, shout out to Autosport 209. Like I used to go there just to like figure out what I need for my car. But you know, going through JUCO and, you know, college, I had no money, so Hondas and cheap mods were kind of my thing. You know, you had to learn how to work on cars yourself, not because you wanted to, it's because I didn't have the money to pay for it. So I was always outdoorsy. You know, I loved going camping. I loved going on hikes. And then when I got a little bit of money, I bought, you know, in 2016, I bought a Tacoma. Before that, I was just going through cars, Euros, imports, American cars. But I was finally like, okay, like I got a little bit of bread. Like, let me go buy this Tacoma brand new. So I buy the Tacoma, and I'm like, all right, like I just want to go snowboarding. You know, that's all I wanted to do.
That most people, it's like, I just need 4-wheel drive.
Right. I was like, I need 4-wheel drive. I want to have a Tacoma. I want to like throw shit in the bed. I mean, this is how green I was. As soon as I got the Tacoma, I drove down the street to 4-wheel parts. I mean, they're better now, but like back in the day, that was like not a place that you were going to go build a Tacoma on. But, you know, I did some stuff. I did some stuff wrong, and then I got on Tacoma World, and it was kind of the rest of the history from there. But,
and Tacoma World wasn't hooked up to any social media. It was its own site.
So Tacoma World is its own site. It's a forum. So just like, you know, there was Honda Forum, Honda Text, you know, there's all kinds of different forums. So I will say, like, the forums are still your number one place for any information. Like Instagram's whatever. It's a lot of satire on Instagram. There's a lot of fucking, you know, just kind of like surface level things on IG. Mm-hmm. But if you want to learn how to kind of build something from the ground up and get some like real world evidence and some tips, like Tacoma World, shout out to Tacoma World. If it wasn't for Tacoma World, like I don't think I probably would have made a lot more mistakes building my truck. But pro and cons, I think my pro is I get to meet a lot of people. Like, so it's crazy because I've known James technically since high school, but you know, we were kind of in the same circle, but not really. But now this hobby has brought us back together. Uh-huh. Kako, I met him on one random camping trip. So I think the cool thing is the relationships you build is great, because like, you know, your closest friends might not care to go camping, but there might be people that want to do it. So
yeah, that's true.
Hell yeah,
that's true.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's you know, whatever, the Tinder of overlanding. You know, like I've met all these dudes on the internet, and now we hang out.
Trail Bumble. You know?
Yeah. and we're on a 10 by 10 room recording a podcast on the casting couch. So
Hey, full circle.
full circle.
That's what you
Full
like.
circle.
That's what I like to call it. That full circle moment.
Right. So now we'll get into why we wanted to why the episode got started. So a couple weeks ago, James had a reel go pretty viral, and I think that's what we wanted to make the topic of today is what is the status of overlanding as it comes to influencers. It comes hand in hand now, but it's crazy because some of the people with the craziest builds you'd never know because they're not on the internet, and then some of the people with the most crazy builds or not crazy builds are on the internet, and it's almost like you see them all the time, you see them every day, but like what makes people tick? Like what's the business like? Like is it fruitful? Like are people making money off of this? I'm sure they are, but what is the status of overlanding today compared to 10 years ago, compared to what people do now? So this is going to segue to James, and I want him to talk about the reel that went pretty viral. And I think Pat's a magician. He's our operator over here, but he could probably put the video right here.
Do you see this? This is what happens. This is what you get. This is what you get when, not all of you, there are a select few of you in this community that take free stuff, right? From brands, manufacturers, from shops, and you take the product for free, right? And then maybe you post on your story and nobody hears from you for 3 months or sees you for 3 months. Or maybe you sell the product. Or worse, you talk shit about the product only because you got a discount on a quote unquote better brand. A lot of these brands are built out of garages. An individual who has to continue to work overnight hours saving, has a family to get these brands off the ground. And now you're causing the industry to fight back and to make sure that we all post and do what we say we're going to do. It's not because of the demographic. 99% of the people that I've met in this demographic, in this hobby, are cool as fuck. But it's you, small group of assholes, that do this shit, that require brands to do stuff like this and charge you a membership fee or to enforce a rebate program. And it's all because of assholes like you. So if you've got a friend or a buddy that does this kind of shit, show this post to him or tell him he's an asshole to his face and stop taking free shit and fucking over brands.
Okay, now we're back from the video playing. Just kidding. But Pat probably did that. But I'll let James talk about why he went on his IG rant about influencers and how they're fucking up the game, or if they're doing good for the game. So
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah. So, I was just, scrolling through Instagram one day, and I got an email notification from Oxbeam, and it was for their new switch panel that, they came out with recently with the knob. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. I'll check this out. And then I noticed that there was an application for a sponsorship or ambassadorship program, right, which a lot of websites and brands have. Now, usually what happens is you submit your application, which is like your IG, your socials, right, where you're at, what you can contribute to the brand if they give you products and stuff like that, all normal things, right? Well, this is the first time, besides my wheels that I received, that there was an actual contract, an obligatory contract that you had to abide by, right? And so I thought this was kind of alarming. So I started reading it, and there's all these things like you have to refer 5 people every 30 days. You have to post, a certain amount of times every month, and there's like 10 check boxes that you had to go down. And if you didn't abide by one or more of those items, they would basically cancel your sponsorship and stop sending you items. And supposedly there's an Oxbeam network now, I guess, which is pretty much what I assume is their ambassadors or sponsees all in one sort of place where you can talk to each other, right? And so as I kept scrolling down, that's all well and fine. I scrolled down and I see there's a membership fee, $40 a month, right? And you have to pay that $40 a month, right? And they promise, like, obviously the $40 a month is going to be less than the value of the item that they give you. So that's worth it too, right? But I couldn't help but stop and think, just why are they doing this? They're such a huge company. They can afford losses, right? It's like Walmart. They're huge. They can afford some sort of loss from stolen goods, damages, all that stuff, right? It's taken into account. And I noticed that I've been having a lot of conversations with people inside of the industry, meaning the people that actually run the brands, manufacture the items, ship them out, approve sponsorships. And we kind of all have this same sort of, I guess, perspective on what's going on. And we think it's a lot of the social media that's been going on, right? Obviously, the overland scene after COVID has been blowing up, off-roading. It's very glamorous, right?
Yeah.
I mean, especially when there was almost nobody doing it, like back when you started, right? Anybody who was like quote unquote blowing up on Facebook before there was IG or something, or was super popular in the forums, like you're like a god, right? Because you don't know how to cut your fender well out. You don't know how to, you know what I mean? You don't know how to swap solid axles and all that stuff, you know?
And then Jake in Washington knows how.
Exactly.
Right?
Right. And so you're thinking, okay, so these guys who are actually putting in the work, you're idolizing, right? But nowadays we kind of idolize the people who have the most followers. How come every time he posts, he gets 500 likes and I get, 50 or whatever? That kind of stuff doesn't matter. But anyway, so along with this, you get a higher volume of people applying and receiving free items, right? And saying that, oh, I've got this build, I'm going to do this, I'm going to post every day once I get it. And regardless of where you're at with following now, I would say a lot of people, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, and I have names that I'm not going to name, but they've applied for sponsorships with me, with some of the companies that I work with, and they sell items. They'll take it, they'll post it on their story, and then they'll sell items. There's people, there's a person that I know of that blew up by taking a sponsored item. I'm not going to say what it was because it might give away who he is. And it's expensive. I mean, we're talking like a $4,000 plus product, right? Threw it away in the garbage on video in exchange for another item from a different brand. Oof. Now, the free item that he got was from a up-and-coming brand. It's very good. It's a very good product. A lot of people are starting to use it, and more people are starting to hear about it. But either way, he trashed this guy after receiving a free product, thousands of dollars, in exchange for a discount or a free. It's one of those from a bigger brand, right? Because the reputation, the credibility is kind of there. And so he's chasing that clout. And so when he applied for a sponsorship in one of the companies that I work for, he DM'd me. And then I was like, okay, before I knew about him, I was like, hey, here's my number. Let's talk. And he started talking to me about it. I was like, I get a weird feeling, right? And so because of that story that I heard. And so I reached out to someone who kind of knew him and said, yeah, he threw it in the garbage. He was giving it for free, all this stuff, right? I go down to Arizona to Overland Expo West, right? And I see someone who I know from IG who lives in SoCal, and I was like, hey, that guy knows him. Let me ask him about it. Oof. And he's like, yeah, I talk to him all the time, and yep, him and his friends do that. So it's not just him. They all take items from brands and stuff, and if they don't want it, if they don't really love it, they'll take it because they're being given it, but then they'll sell it. And some of them even just do it on their story, so the brand can see that they're doing that. And so anyway, that all connected within like a split second because I was still in my bathroom. I was on my phone like one would be in the bathroom, and I saw it, and then just kind of the whole like everything everywhere all at once sequence sort of just like came crashing into one little atom, Yeah. And then I just lost my shit, and I was like, dude, like fuck these guys, dude, And the reason why I say that is not because I'm mad that they're getting free stuff and they're coming up. The reason why I was upset about it is because, one, I work on the back end, right? I own a business myself. I do marketing, right? And I give a shit about these brands. I care about this industry. I care about the community. Now, if the industry suffers, the consumers suffer. Right? It's like if tariffs go up on bumpers, right, on rooftop tents and all that stuff, you get delays in shipping, you get higher costs, you get higher retail prices, all that stuff, right? And so that $40 a month fee and all of these requirements was a sign, because I have never been given a contract, like I said, besides from my wheel brand, that hey, if you defame, if you talk shit about our company, we're going to charge you for the full amount of the wheels because you're disrespecting us even though we gave you these wheels, which I understood.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That's understandable, right? But these other companies who are just like, no contract, we trust you, this is a community, they give them the item, they sell it, and they disrespect it. And so I just think it messes up the industry, and it makes it super hard for anybody to enjoy that aspect of this game or this hobby and feel like they're worth anything to reach out, because now they have all this criteria they have to meet. And so it becomes this thing eventually where you're going to have like 20,000 followers or more and to get any sort of product, whether it's for R&D or just because they want you to market it for them.
Kako, what's your take from what James just talked about? Like, what's your... I mean, I could go down the rabbit hole, so I'm not going to go yet, but...
I know you can.
Mine's probably a lot shorter, My take is just I started in this like 2.5 years ago. I just don't know enough about it, Like a lot of my content isn't just about overlanding. I just make whatever I can. So I don't know if like my focus is just not there yet. You know what I mean? But I'm just having fun. You know, I have gotten a free item. And I thank those guys for it, you know, but I still got them, you know what I mean? Like I rock it and I let them know that I rock it, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, and the reason why it you can't help, like, it's going to happen. It's going to have a negative effect on it. Just to elaborate, if you haven't thought about this, commercials are almost gone unless you're not paying for YouTube Premium. Right, you got to watch the ad. That's kind of embarrassing to some people. I don't care. I use the free version, right?
Yeah.
And then, or if like you know, you're not watching television, you're not watching something like the Super Bowl or something like that. You know, there's not going to be commercials. So what companies have to do is they have to rely on UGC, which is user generated content, which is you, the consumer, right? They give you the product because everybody's on social media nowadays. So why would I pay for an ad set? Right? When I have a pool of, let's say the demographic in a certain region, let's say Central California, you know, is about, I don't know, 5 million people, right? And maybe there's about, I don't know, 7% of that drives a 4x4 truck. Let's keep it general, right? And so they have the ability to market this if they have a social, right? And if their social is actually gaining traction, then there's someone who's probably worth their product, right? So that percentage keeps going down lower and lower and lower, right? And then, so when you're going to hand out products, if you're not generating that return, you have to start charging people or making it more difficult for them to get that. And I think that this whole ecosystem, it thrives off of social media, right? Everybody disappeared. They couldn't talk to each other. So where do I talk to you? WhatsApp. Phone.
Right.
You know, what was that? What's that? The computer.
AIM?
No, the talking. Remember, everybody
Zoom?
was on. Yeah, Zoom. Zoom stock
VoIP?
blew up, right? You know, and so, and then it goes to social media, and that's why it's so big now. You know, so social media is just a part of our lives now, right? Whether we like it or not. Online, if you just take out the social aspect of it, everything is online. We communicate through electronics, right? And so that makes it better for us to find things that we like, you know, and that includes products and vice versa. That makes it easier, quote unquote, for brands to find who their actual customer is. Not just, I'm going to sell you this because you don't, you know, because it's exciting and it's going to be impulsive buy. I want my product, this product, to go to the right person. Why? Because the word of mouth is more valuable than any ad you could ever pay for.
Brother, just like what you said, just right now, everybody always talks, they said it's the 311 rule, right? When somebody really likes something, they'll tell 3 people. But if they hate something, they'll tell 11 people.
Yeah. It's like negative Yelp reviews, you know? You go to that person's page, the whole thing is negative Yelp reviews, right? Yeah. And so, like, I just think it's important just to keep, you know, honor and respect. Like, when we're on a trail, it's very hard to run into an asshole, you know? I mean,
dude.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
It's not very often.
It's not very often. You know, I've stopped every time I've seen someone who's stuck or broken down. I can't probably do nothing, but I say, hey, everything good? And if they say, yeah, I'm on my way. You need me to call somebody? I will, you know? And that's just how it's always been. Every parking lot I've been into, every person I've met has been cool, supportive. No one's ever tried to shut me down. And so why not just keep it like that? Why not just keep the good vibes going, you know? And there's always going to be bad apples. There's always going to be people that come in and they're just about themselves, and that's cool. That's cool too. But if no one says anything about it, then what's going to happen? It's just going to go unnoticed, right? And it's funny because when I did put that post up, I didn't expect it to go anywhere.
I was on that thing like white on rice. I was like, finally, thank God.
I expected it to be. I was like, okay, if this doesn't pass like 100, I'm taking it down. And I looked at it, and it was at like 8 or something like that, or whatever, and 20-something thousand views. And then I saw like Baja Designs had commented, Morimoto had commented. Like, brands were responding to the people that put the brands up on the pedestal and be like, hey, they've always treated me right. I always make sure that I tag them or I do them justice. And they responded to them. Shops responded. And not only that, people were responding with negative stories. Like, hey, we gave this guy a full lighting setup, you know, $2,000 light bar. The next day it was up on Facebook Marketplace. And they asked him, what's going on? They said, I actually am really broke. I had to sell the project, and I had to sell the product you gave to me because I need the money more.
You know, so I'm gonna chime in on this. So, you know, when I first got into this almost a decade ago, like, the internet wasn't like a thing. I thought Instagram was just a place to edit my photos. I didn't actually think I could post on it. And somebody's like, hey, you just edit photos on there? You can post on there. But originally, I had Instagram, and I started posting my build on there, and some people followed me, and I realized I was like, wait a minute, I don't really necessarily want the public following my personal Instagram. So the truck Instagram came about, and it was never for sponsorships. It was never for clout. It was never for anything like that. It was just for a place for me to document my build because I thought it was kind of cool. And at the time, that was easier than going into Tacoma World and uploading photos and having a host site and doing all that. But like, I'll admit, I also got into oh man, like I got a couple likes on this. People reached out, like they're offering me things. Where can I take this? So I was in this hole for a couple years where I was making content for reactions and not because I actually liked it. And segueing back to like your whole conversation about influencers and where it's at now, it's crazy because like people will buy vehicles, and let me point this out. Like, I do not care what you do with your money. I just like to have an opinion. You can do whatever you want with it, but if I think something is like far-fetched, like I'm just gonna talk about it. Like, and now people are like putting 2 mods on the truck, and they're like, well, now I'm gonna get sponsored. I'm like, what?
Yeah, my Rotopax is up.
Right. And so community-wise, bruh. So community-wise, like, it is an expensive hobby. And if you don't got the bread to pay for it, like, there's things that'll help you, like a Firm or Klarna, whatever. But unfortunately, it brings out the worst in people because they're always trying to get the jug or the hookup or this and that. And what I hate the most, okay, so I don't hate it, but what annoys me is these companies have margins, right? And people find out like, oh, well, he got it for half off, so I can get it for half off. Like, I'm not going to do that 10% newsletter sign up. Like, I can get half off if he can get half off. And it's like, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
Like, these companies have to make a margin to cover their overhead, to cover their labor, to cover their parts, to cover their shipping. The entitlement that has been in the scene for like the last couple of years is just crazy to me. But the same shit happened in the JDM world years ago. Like, same shit happened, and then China took over, made a bunch of parts, so a lot of the like homegrown stuff went away. But
shout out Alibaba.
Also shout out China, because some of your shit's getting better.
It is. I'm seeing a lot more Alibaba videos pop up. Though.
Right, but I mean,
Flexwork Fabs.
Yeah.
He got the bead locks from him. I haven't seen him actually mount the tire yet, but he was like, hey, might as well try it.
The Florida boys are doing it. They got spinning center caps and all that.
Hey, this might be a segment for later, and I've been the villain of Instagram for a long time because I have very, very strong thoughts about people putting certain things on a pedestal. And hey, it's cool. Like, I get it. It's Japan's best fucking wheel ever. I get it. It's super light. It's super light. It's super cool. It comes in a million things. But my thing is, like, who cares? Like, who gives a shit? Like, if you're making a show car, all great. But, like, I got a car sitting outside 24 hours a day. Like, why do I care about, it looks good to me. It doesn't matter. Hey, you come here, check out the back of my wheel. Let me take it off. I'm going to show you that it got stamped in Japan and not in fucking China. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But we can get into that later. But to kind of move on from this topic. So that was the whole influencer kind of jargon. We want to talk about where we think it is. I think it's still in a healthy place. I think there's a lot of progress that is still left to be done in the space, but there are certain things that kind of suck. That's why prices are going up. That's why there's, people are always like, oh man, I want a sponsorship. I can't get one. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe because the last 6 people that got one fucked it up for everybody. But some companies can afford it. Some companies can't. And, it's not really for the middle class or the middlemen to get sponsorship. Usually if you've got the money and you've got the build, you're the one getting the sponsorship. So it really depends on how you can market, because like James said, most companies don't have thousands of dollars to pay a marketing company to take a picture of a wheel. This is all grassroots shit. Like, I've taken pictures, he's taken pictures, Kako's taken pictures, and that's what it's on the website. Like, it didn't go to some studio in Hollywood to get taken a picture of. It's in my garage with a white blanket, and I got a light placed in a certain place, and we're taking product photos. So shout out to all the people that are trying to make it in the hobby. Like, we support you. We want to do as much as we can, and technically this podcast isn't sponsored by anyone yet, and we don't need to have it sponsored. We're just saying, like, we want to shout you guys out. it doesn't cost you nothing. We'll do it, for fun. But
bro. Chipotle,
Chipotle.
bro. At least on the second double meat. You feel me?
Hey, tortilla on the side, or we drop you.
Right. So we do have a couple controversial topics that we want to talk about before we go on our first break. But the first thing we want to talk about, and this kind of already segues from the our influencer thing, is what are your guys' thoughts about IG clout versus people actually going out to the adventure? Because I know a lot of people that will fucking drive 2 hours, take a picture at a spot, not camp, pop their tent up, take a picture, and then go back home. So that's our topic, is like clout versus your love for the fucking game. So I'll give Kako the first at bat at this. So what's your thoughts? What's your take on the clout versus people that actually love this hobby for the hobby?
Bruh. So for me, I was more. I fell in love with the camping in general. I never really have gone camping, and then when I went, I was like, yo, I got hooked, right? So I was more into that than I was just more into kind of posting that portion of it, and then I guess the rig kind of morphed into it. Like you said, some people are saying that, hey, bro, like you could technically go there in a stock vehicle, like.
Kako's on version like 10 of his truck, so don't listen to him.
It's like you could technically do it in a stock vehicle. What are you doing this for? And I'm like, I just enjoy it.
Right.
It's like that's the only thing I can really explain about that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I enjoy the camping portion, and I really do go out there and I camp. Like as a lot of people might have seen, like I'm out there in the water singing. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. We're out there in the same mud. You feel me? Like we're out there going out, and I enjoy that version more than, if I am gonna drive 2 hours, I better get a night. You feel me? Right. Like I ain't taking pictures and going back and hitting up the fuss spot. But like we were really out there. You know what I mean? Like the adventures of like getting stuck in the snow, like literally not knowing what the hell we were gonna do. Like. Dude, it's New Year's Day. What are we doing here? Yeah. My tires debeated, but it was like it was one of those things where I was like, bro, I'm really out here.
Eagle Lake's veteran. Eagle Lake's
veteran.
And I was like, yo, why didn't I air down? And why was I in 2-wheel drive? Because, bro, I was really out there. I wasn't chasing no clout. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I get that. For me, going outdoors, it's I don't want to be cliche. Oh my God, it's an escape. Oh my God, like it's a getaway.
It's my second home.
But real talk, like I'm old as fuck now. I'm not gonna put my age out there, but I've been working for damn near 25 years, and most of my job has been off of Microsoft Outlook and answering emails and being in the field. So. Being able to get away just for a little bit and not have to answer my phone or not have to take a look at it or not taking a look at email, like just being out in the cuts with the homies, I think that's enough for me. Like you spend all this money to go on 37s, to go on Kings, to go on all this bullshit, and then you fucking go to Bowman your first time. Which, hey, shout out to Bowman. I know. I mean, the spot's blown up, but
it is
like. Go there.
We had 32 rig. No, just kidding. It was 22.
Me and James went out there on a Tuesday with 3 people.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was beautiful. You guys were above the fog.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so I mean, that's I'm not going to be cliche about it, but it is true. Like it is a getaway for most people, but people overcomplicate the fuck out of it. Like it's fucking camping out of your car. It's not like you're not an explorer. Like the damn fire road was on the map already. Like you did not find it in Magellan. Like it was already fucking there. So people were like, oh my God, I found this spot. Like, oh my God, it's so secret. And I'm like,
yeah, dude,
no, it's literally in my map.
The fire pit was still warm.
Bro. Yeah, the fire pit was still warm over there.
Someone's been here.
You found the spot with an established fire ring? No. Okay. But no, for real, like, getting to meet people.
The people's the best. I mean, it's not even it's not like clout, bro. I'm chasing folks, man. Like I'm having fun
chasing
with
dudes.
Yeah. hey, that's another podcast. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's like I'm just chasing a good time, bro.
Right.
You say chasing like ass. Don't lie. You about to say chasing cheeks.
Oh my God.
So I'm chasing grizzly bears.
How about you, James? How about you? What's your take?
it's I feel like it's kind of like in an in-between period, right? Where like it's become popular enough to where people have an opinion now of what they see on Instagram. Whereas before, like even when I started posting off-roading stuff like 2 years ago, I was like, how does this guy get 300 likes on every? That's all I was focusing on, right? Because I'm thinking of like the marketing side of it. What are they doing that I'm not doing, right? But I think there's categories now, and I haven't broken these down. But I think there's the people that go out and they go on trips and they don't take it too seriously, but they like to record, like have like an album. Those Instagram and TikTok and all these places are just like the new photo album.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
right?
that's cool.
No one has the oxidized photos in the with the sticky pages, right? It's
Yeah.
me when I was 5 years old.
Hella distinct smell. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're talking
Right,
about.
Leather binding, all
Yeah.
that shit. Those don't exist anymore. So we post to share it because like otherwise we don't have the memory, right? So that I get. Now I think like when you say influencer, quote unquote, or the quote unquote influencers, not the true ones. If you can name 5 real influencers, please you drop them in the comment below because I can't. Okay, but the people that claim they're influencers or act like it, I think there's a lot of posting. I think there's a lot of gear that's unnecessary, right? A lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but like a fifth wheel. Everybody's fifth wheel looks goddamn brand new, right?
You need a spare?
And they put tire shine on that fifth wheel, even though it never touches even pavement, right? That's fine. That's fine. You can afford it. You got it. Cool, right?
I want to feel safe, James.
I get it. Just in case. Just in case, right? That's like me keeping a condom in my pocket, and I'm middle aged. You know what I'm saying? Like if it happens, it happens at this point. What the hell am I carrying?
No glove, no love. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say this about that. Like this is a pet peeve of mine because people want to get so much engagement and. Hey, don't get it twisted. I try to get engagement too. But if you fucking ask me one more time where I'm going this weekend, bitch, you know where I'm going this weekend. Bowman. No, I'm kidding. But
IVR, bro.
like, hey, like, man, post about what you want to post about. Like,
Yeah.
stop asking where we're going this weekend. We're not gonna fucking tell you. First of all.
So I think too many people, because it's cars, right? Because it's an inanimate object. I think people fall into a rut of posting front left
Friday,
corner,
Friday.
front right corner, rear corner. You know what I mean?
Tushy Tuesday.
Yeah. Wheel Wednesday.
Wheel Wednesday.
It's all cool. I get it. But it's just like
Max Tracks Thursday.
it's all just photos. it's all photos, and I feel like it's lacking personality. And it's funny because when I meet these people in person, 9 times out of 10, I don't know what they look like.
They mute.
Yeah,
They mute as fuck.
yeah. But when they loosen up and we start hanging out, a lot of them are really good people. It's like, dude, you're a funny dude. You're a cool dude. You know how to cook really well. You know what I'm saying? And so like, why not show that side of it? And I get it. A lot of people are kind of like scared, or like I get it, it's nerve wracking. You're thinking thousands of people are going to see you, but really, it might be 1,200, and 30 of those people probably actually know you, right? And so I always like try to talk to the camera like I'm talking to you.
Right.
I'm talking to Mike. I'm talking to Keiko. I'm talking to Pat. But when it comes to the influencer stuff, I think that if you don't actually love it, you're trying to convince people that you do love it, and that's faking it.
Right.
That's with anything, right?
I think it's like you, bro. I've seen your rig super clean, or you're like
Super dirty.
or like you're like, hey, it's there's no in between, bro.
Yeah.
Like with you, it's like
Right.
you're really
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
You
Right.
touching dirt.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? So I think we're gonna take our first break. Me and James are out of alcohol, so we're gonna take our first break and go to our second half topic after this. All right, so welcome back to our second half. Our drinks are full. We all used the bathroom. We got some snacks. We're back on the second half of the first podcast ever of we don't have a name, but
The No Rogan podcast.
yeah, we have 8 to 9 hot topics you want to talk about.
Is this like the ESPN, like how they have the bar on the side and then they're going down the topics?
Oh, that'd be sick.
Bro.
Sick.
Okay,
That'd be sick.
okay.
Pat, make that happen.
Make it so, number one.
Because
So-
remember they have a timer.
Right. So before we get started, I'm going to name out a couple of the topics we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about them pretty quickly. We're not going to drag on them too much because they're not that in depth. But first topic, tire dysmorphia. Is it really a thing, or are you just making up for something?
real.
Gatekeeping spots and trails. driver mod or actual mods. Like you got 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand worth of stuff on there, but you still can't drive. Full builds versus minimal builds. Rooftop tent versus ground tent. Battery management systems. Diesel heaters. And then Starlink on the trail. That'll be
Taco's
pretty
gonna
easy.
take over the diesel heater one.
Oh, dude. Kako built a diesel heater and he could just buy one.
He's been building one for the past
Yeah.
8 months. He's almost ready.
He's been building it. Doesn't even have a remote. So, but we'll start with tire dysmorphia from some. I think that's been a big topic on it. Okay, it's not been a big topic, but people are trying to chase bigger tires. 42s can't lose, bro. Like you're not going anywhere that needs 42s. 285s could have done the same thing, but I want to field the question to Kako and James and see what they think about tire dysmorphia. Is it real, or is it just for the gram? Kako, you can go first.
Bro, for me, it's all about the gram, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I ain't faking the fun, bro. I did it because everybody, I saw everybody. I was like, man, we're gonna cuss, right? But I'm not gonna say like extremely bad words. But I'm like, bro, my shit was looking small, bro. It was looking a little tiny.
Everybody was jumping off the bridge.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, 35s? Let me see.
Still small.
And then I was like, maybe it'll look different when it's on my shit,
Right.
with my setup.
Right.
And then you get it, and then you're like happy for literally like one day, dog. And then I started looking at it. I'm like, why does it look normal again? Like, did it like settle?
Hey, shout out Kit, shout out Chucky for being on 42s, and now you got everybody feeling fucking inadequate. But
No, Kit will say, why are you going to 40s for? Why not just keep it at 42s? Literally, I've heard him say that.
I love it. I love it.
Shout out Brody Wody.
Rody.
No, but I mean,
Lodi's finest.
Yeah, but guys like him, they're pushing it. They're doing their own. They're doing their thing, and then us, we're like, man, that. I wonder if my little camping rig needs 42s. I don't. I don't. But it is a real thing. But honestly, like right now, I think I've hit a sweet spot where I really am happy with like the way it's driving, the way it's actually on the freeway again.
He's not happy.
Fake laugh, guys.
Yeah, that's
I make him
the
insecure.
elevator
I make
laugh.
him insecure like every week.
No, but it's like, dude, 35s I think is the sweet spot if you want to look a little chunky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little chunky.
Yeah.
You re-gear and you're back to normal, bro. I'm feeling like I'm on 265 again. And
Must be nice.
my my setup is not aerodynamic. It's like literally a barn door on top of my rig, bro.
Barn door on 35s.
Yeah. So
Kako has the tallest Tacoma on IG, by the way. Tallest.
scrapes trees.
He was like, Sherpa, what's the tallest bed rack you can give me? What's the tallest one?
Can you? Can you?
Our audience is laughing.
Oh, shit.
Kako has spacers on his bed rack.
Dude, put 2 inch spacers on his bed rack.
Oh no! Hey, for me, it's real, but the dysmorphia is real, but I feel like it's for clout because I did Bowman on 265s, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but and then I bumped up to 285s, and that was the worst. Like, hey, if you're gonna go, just go straight to 35s because it's a waste of time. 8 months later, you're like, damn, I just sold those tires that I spent $1,500 on for 6 bills.
Yeah.
Hey, my favorite thing is this is a true story. So when we did Utah, we did Hell's Revenge, and I just remember getting to the top on my 35s at the time. 7 years ago, 35s were like,
The my bad.
Yeah.
Is that you,
yeah,
Norris?
Yeah. But anyways, I remember getting, to like some part of Hell's Revenge, and this dude in a
Don't
stock
say it.
first gen on highway tires was there too, and I was like, man, I ain't shit.
Yeah.
So that is the thing that pulls people in.
Hey,
but
hey, Viagra doesn't make you a porn star, okay?
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
So I will say before we move on.
It's a hard time.
Right. Before we move on to James, I will say this about that. For the most part, You know, tire size. It's this chase that everybody's doing. You know, who can get bigger tires? Like, am I going to upgrade to this? I'm going to do all this cutting to get to 37s. And like I said, this is my opinion. You don't have to fucking take it, but it's great for the community because, you know, everyone's leveling up. But at the same time, like I'm a little bit more logical on how I think. Like, what's my use case? Like, am I going to put 37s on a truck that I'm never going to need the 37s for? Right. But see, look, I fobbed out. I just said poor. But
Hey,
Poor.
you only if you can't afford it, don't go afford this.
right. So there's this logical side of me, and then there's the like the fuck it, let's get big tires, and they always constantly battle each other because like everything I'm doing now I can do on 35s. Like for instance, me and James know a guy that works at Power Tank. Shout out Ken Okahara.
Yeah.
He's done Rubicon every year on 33s, no issues.
In a 1985 4Runner, original
1985
owner.
400. So if you are thinking like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that before I can hit Rubicon. I mean, actually, you probably do, but don't think because you went to 37s, it's going to be, you know, a little bit easier. Like, you still have to be a good driver. You still have to
Yeah.
pick the right lines.
That's your other topic though. So
Ugh, yeah, we might have to.
That was my blend together with this
Yeah.
topic, you know.
Yeah.
I think that the tire dysmorphia is real, right? Because we're seeing everybody's builds every single day, right? We all open up the app, and it's like you see who posts at 6 a.m. every day. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, this guy got 37s, you know. But
the reveal.
right. Yeah, you know.
Oh, they're only all trains. They're not even MTs, bro.
Yeah, you know, hashtag dirty sevens, you know. I mean, I like the look of it, you know, but I think that I've been around and I've seen enough people and watched people and how they handle it, you know. And to be honest, a two 285s, I mean, my KO2s before I upgraded to 35s, you know, was honestly my favorite tire. You know, I love the way it drove. It was quiet. I didn't. My gas mileage was like 16 miles per gallon with the tent and the rack and the awning, the 270 awning and all that. I love my 35s now. I wouldn't downgrade, you know. But honestly, I think it's only because of social media, and it's a specific group of people that are causing this tire dysmorphia within.
Shut up, kid. Shut up, kid.
It's the third gen taco owners, okay? And I'll give it to him because they are beasting out, and you know, Kit is, you know, Tacoma Beast, you know, all that stuff, right? You know, he is blowing up because of that, you know, and he does good work. But I think specifically it's been the third gen Tacoma owners that have all been going SAS 40s or bust, you know. And you see them and they blow up on social media, but besides that, they're also doing Rubicon. They're doing 4Dice. They're going out.
Shout out to them.
When it snows, when the blizzard happened, right at the beginning of the year, where
They were
everybody's-
out there like they didn't have jobs.
They went out. Yeah,
You feel me? Like
Yeah.
they were out there.
they went out there. Yeah, like they were still on. It was still COVID, and they were given that. You know, that monthly check, that $1,400.
I will tell you this, like, there's some comfortability with like knowing your rig and being able to Rubicon. So I did Rubicon years ago with my uncle and his friends, and I rode shotgun, you know, in high school. And I built the 80 and did part of the Rubicon, and you know, I didn't go through the whole thing, but I went in and out just to go to Rubathon last year. But respect to the people that like think it's easy, because like my rig is built just enough to do it, and like there were some nerve-wracking spots on the Rubicon, and maybe because I'm a rookie and it was the first time I did it, but respect to the people that go out there, break shit, fix it, and come back, because it's such a fun experience. Like, I think everybody should at least try it once to ride passenger, because it's a great experience to be on a Rubicon. But shout out to all the people fixing shit, breaking shit, doing it all over again, because you are the unsung heroes of 4x4.
I think that's the best part is when you see someone welding like an axle or a tie rod
Yeah.
Oh, God,
with a
don't-
battery.
don't
Yeah.
remind
Like,
me.
yo,
The car battery.
yeah, it's amazing. It's like, yo, like I want you on my team. dog. You feel me?
Shout out Dean from Reno and Kuya Deether and RJ 80s Baby and all the people that were with me.
Oh
when
yeah.
I broke down at Bowman because I decided after Rubicon I didn't need to check my knuckle bolts, and
Yeah.
on the fire road my whole steering decided to go kaput.
Yeah.
So shout out to Dean for welding my shit back together to get me off the trail, and shout out to John who shout out to John L for coming to pick me up on his trailer and getting me off the trail, getting me safe back home. But
Yeah. Yep.
okay, let's see, next topic. It's on my phone because we were unprepared.
We got.
Oh no,
got.
we prepared.
No, this is prepared. This is preparism right here.
Okay, so we cracked a couple jokes about this earlier about gatekeeping and secret trails and shit like that. So what are your guys' thoughts about gatekeeping trails or blowing the spot up? Like, where's your mind at on that?
I mean, I would say, it's dangerous posting on social media, right? Because we see when people post and then the spot blows up, and then the outsiders, I would say, to an outsider watching this, you don't know you're an outsider, so you're like, what the hell am I talking about? We're talking about you, okay? You leave the trash, right? You think that, okay, well, there's no way I'm gonna put my shit rags and my half-eaten potato salad into a garbage bag that's leaking, and I'm gonna put it in my car, right? But that's what you got to do. You got to pack it in and pack it out.
Yep.
No trace.
Stop putting your poop bags in other people's trash rooms,
Exactly, and you got to bury it. If you go, and I'll tell you, if you're not gonna bury it, just walk more than 10 feet away from the firing. Okay, go at least like 30 yards away from the site so that my dog doesn't dig it up. Okay, true story.
Oh no.
True story, man. It's happened more than once with different dogs. Yeah, and I think, I don't think there's something wrong if someone DMs you and is like, hey, where's this spot? And you've interacted with this individual a couple times and you kind of know their vibe,
Yeah.
But I've been suggested that, that I do not tell people where this is at, for the simple fact that there's going to be other people that just think it's cool. Hey, that's a cool place. Let's go up there. And it's one time for the one time, right? So they don't think there's going to be any consequences and they also don't know the rules. They don't know there's unspoken rules and there are spoken rules that we all follow when we go out to a trail or hiking or camping or whatever it is, right? And I think that if you can eliminate the risk of someone messing that place up if you just tell people directly. And you kind of filter through, who you tell, who you don't tell.
An in-person exchange.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think there's accountability when you talk to someone directly versus you just tag the location and it's been seen 10,000 times, and then you don't know what's going to happen because of that,
For me, first of all, fuck everybody. I'm gatekeeping the whole time. But like for me,
you got to go in there with them.
Yeah, for me, what bothers me is the entitlement in the scene. Like, it's not that hard. Like, there's Onyx, there's Gaia. If you go to Barnes and Nobles, there's that gigantic, like, California map that shows you where the fire roads are. Like, these aren't freaking secret. Like, you did not find these. These have been there. So for me, what my issue is people just not taking the initiative just to look themselves. Like, you could Google it. AI is a thing now. Like, you could literally ask what fire roads are in this area, and it'll probably give it to you. So my issue isn't technically like the gatekeeping part, because if you look hard enough, you will find it. Obviously, there's some spots that you have to go there yourself to understand like how beautiful or how great the spot is. But my thing is, it doesn't bother me. But if you find a spot that you really like and maybe it's not as blown up as like Bowman or Lytle Creek or a lot of these like normal places that people go, like What are you going to do with it? How are you going to share it? Are you going to tell the group that has 100 guys that go to that's us? Sorry, that's actually us. But
we respect it though.
Yeah,
we
just be responsible. Understand like what you're doing. There's certain spots that you can't bring 40 rigs to. There's certain spots that you can bring 40 rigs to. So I think you just have to do your research, do a little bit of searching and figure out what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Because I remember one time somebody was like, "Oh, we're going to Big Sur. We got 30 people," and I'm like, "I'm out. I'm not doing that. Like, no, thank you."
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm not.
Space.
Yeah, there's no space. But we're not here to tell you guys what you need to do, what you don't need to do. But just be respectful of the area, the people around there, the locals. Other people that are camping. You're not the only people that are there. So.
Yeah. And just to add to blowing up the spot, California, like America in itself has a lot of BLM, right?
Yeah.
California, specifically Northern California, is probably the most condensed area of like forest area, mountains, lakes. Just the lakes in Tahoe, right? If we continue to trash these areas will stop becoming free. The dispersed camping is going to start disappearing, and we're going to have to reserve, right? And if you went back when Yosemite, or like you had to reserve it. Right now it's free. I think you can just go in, right?
Yeah.
But before,
it's a mess.
Good luck trying to get a reservation for you and your fam for the summer vacation, right? You have to literally make that reservation maybe like a year in advance, right? But NorCal up 50, Highway 80, there's tons of dispersed areas where you can just go up and park,
We haven't even hit up I haven't even hit up 4. Highway 4, bro. I heard Highway 4 got some
Hey,
some
Kako got
spots.
the IVR Bowman Eagle
Yeah.
Lake rotation right now. We gotta
yeah,
we gotta get him off of
hey,
The
I'm
trifecta.
trying to make sure I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
You feel me?
yeah.
that. All right, so let's move on to our next topic. Driver skill, driver mod versus actual mods. So we've seen this on the trail where you got the guy that's on Kings, on 37s, on long travel this, mid travel that, bypass this, bump stop this, everything you could have bought from the catalog, and they don't know how to drive. So what's your guys' take on, like if you're gonna get into this hobby, are you gonna learn it or are you gonna fake it? What's your take on that?
I think like I dove in. I was like head first. You know what I mean? I wasn't what do you call it, like
Immersed?
yeah, like I immersed myself in it. I went head in, but then a lot of it, this is gonna be funny, but I think I had a lot of fun, like just driver mod wise. I did Hollister bone stock. And then I felt like I had more fun doing that because I wasn't worried that, oh man, like the bigger tires. Now I'm like, I'm rubbing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, you probably had more articulation stock than you did.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun because I was able to go through stuff faster.
Yeah.
And then I'll be honest, dude, I went to Hollister. I'm like, I do not have an air compressor. So I did the whole thing like on just 35 PSI, like highway PSI, but I had a ton of fun.
Damn, sounds like you need a power tank. Shout out power tank.
Shout out Power Tank.
Shout out power tank.
Yeah.
Shout out Steve.
I mean, I would, it's weird because like we all do think that we need like triple bypasses and all that other stuff, right? But honestly, I mean, I ran Moab, Utah with Terrain Tamer this year for Cruise Moab, and they're two shop rigs, right? One's the LC250 and then a third gen Tacoma. The third gen Tacoma I was riding in the whole time, and we did Top of the World, we did Hell's Revenge. It's got a 1.5 inch lift. There's no reservoirs. He might have had bump stops, and I think he had 33s or 34s maybe. And
It's a long bed too, isn't it?
yeah, it's a long bed. So the
It's a
longer
shop truck.
yeah, pretty much, and he did just fine. He did everything that everybody else did. We had a group, I think maybe about 16 people. They're all 80 series, and yeah, he did it just fine. And he was getting 17 miles a gallon. I think on the road trip he was filling up. We filled up only a couple times between Nevada and Utah. But he did just fine. So it made me rethink like my own setup. I'm like, shit, I don't need all this shit, But then it wouldn't look as cool, obviously. But
Yeah.
I mean, but there are certain times where you do need the lift for clearance and all that stuff, But I just to boil it down, I think the driver mod is the biggest thing ever. Because if you don't know how to drive, it's like having a $50,000 MP5 or something like that, but you don't know how to shoot or load it. You don't know where the safety is. How you gonna kill somebody, or how you gonna defend yourself, right? How you gonna drive if you don't know how to put it in 4 low? You put it in neutral first, right? Like if you don't know that kind of shit, or like where your center of gravity is, because I'll tell you, it feels a lot worse in the car than it does.
Oh
for
yeah,
the spotter.
yeah. The clinch factor,
Right.
When you clinch,
It
when you're
puckers,
like,
bro, make me need some PRPs only to keep my ass in the seat. Because when I start sliding, dude, I'm pushing back on the steering wheel. And I'm
or hanging,
yeah.
hanging.
Yeah,
Say clench again.
Clinch.
clench.
Oh my god.
The clinch
Yeah.
factor, bro. You're tucking.
Driver above anything.
No, I mean I'm on the same thing. I don't gotta wear it out, but learn how to drive. You don't need all that shit. So
yeah.
All right, next topic. Controversial. No, wait, okay, not really. Rooftop tent versus ground tent. You don't have to have a choice. I mean, you don't have to take a side. You can just give me a pro and con. Like rooftop tent versus ground tent. What are you doing? Kako, go to you first.
Are we talking? Hold on. Are we talking like scenario, like if you have kids versus a single guy?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Are you really crawling? Are you doing Rubicon, or are you just going and camping? Like,
here's the thing: when you are doing multi-day excursions, so like when you're in a new spot every day, I think the rooftop tent is king at that.
Yes.
Because it's easier to just pop it open, be at camp, start cooking, do whatever with your family, whatever. The ground tent, if you're somewhere for a long time, couple days or whatever, I think the ground tent's better. If you want to like leave camp, mess around for a little bit, I think the ground tent's great. But I think it ultimately goes to like people's preference. but also it doesn't really matter because people are like, oh my God, this closes up in like 2 seconds. And I'm like, yeah, but you're waiting for like 6 other people to get ready. So who cares?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah.
You're in the same dirt for the same amount of time.
For the same amount of time. I mean, so my take on it is it's very situational. There's no ultimate answer for it because,
or else everybody would be there.
We're thinking about like vehicle weight. We're talking about like unsprung weight, and it's like I can bring a Gazelle anywhere and have no weight on my truck. It wheels better. It does all that. Or I can put a rooftop tent on there, and it's, I get the convenience of not having to touch the ground or do this and that. So I think it's preference. There's no ultimate answer to it. But I also know there was a guy that I used to camp with, Expo 365. I don't know if they're around anymore, but his name was Crazy Tim. And I remember I set up my rooftop tent, and he put a cot out under a tree, and then he went to sleep with a cot and a sleeping bag, which is not really that crazy because like backpackers also just sleep on the ground. But
Yeah.
But a lot of people panic because they think about bugs, right?
Yep.
They overthink it. Like, oh, a
Right.
bear's gonna eat me, and this hair thin layer of tent is gonna protect me. So I need.
gonna eat you. There's like 10 cars
I've never seen a bear.
Yeah,
I've
no,
never seen a bear, bro.
and I'm afraid to.
I've only seen one bear and one mountain lion since I've ever like started this. And luckily the one time the mountain lion was around, I was in my tent, rooftop tent, not ground tent.
Watching David Edinburgh
And
on
the
a
one
documentary.
and then the one time there was a bear, we just screamed at it till it went away, and then we moved sites. But yeah, I think it's situational. I don't think there's a plan for it. But how about you, Kago?
Obviously, I started off ground tent because I was like that's
Poor.
all.
Poor.
That's what I had. You know what I mean?
What's he doing here?
Shout out to Hella Trails, and invited me to my first Black Rock, and I did it in a Costco tent.
Yeah.
That I froze my ass off, bro. It was, the desert's unpredictable. During the daytime, we were
Yeah.
burning up. We were in tank tops,
Yeah.
running around like crazy people. And then all of a sudden, nighttime hit. It was 17 degrees. It felt like it, at least. But I think the rooftop tent. I feel like I'm just playing house. You feel me? Like that's just my vibe.
Yeah, I think
my
so
vibe.
too. I think it's kind of like a luxury thing. I mean, it's funny because I have a unique situation to where I got rid of my Go FSR because it was too heavy. I was tipping over too much when I was off camber, and that's the main reason. I had that tent on there on top of the 4Runner for like 4 years. I never took it off, like ever.
Had tan lines.
Yeah. I mean, there was like 2 years of Black Rock. There was like 5 years of Pismo on there. But I recently got Inspired sent me a tent. So, but the reason
out
why
Inspired.
yeah, shout out Inspired.
We're not sponsored.
But it's 78 pounds. So for me, I can kind of get best of both worlds. If I don't want to take it off, it's not really going to throw the center of gravity off. What do I prefer? To be honest, the ground tent is so mobile. I mean, if we shoot content and stuff, right? So at like somewhere like Pismo or at Black Rock, right? I gotta close my whole. I gotta take my sleeping bag out. I gotta take my pillows out. I gotta take my battery packs out. All that stuff, right? And then I gotta close the tent. And then whereas if I'm on a ground tent, I could just leave the ground tent there and go off and explore.
Yeah, you're gonna have a crew there.
Yeah.
Willing to
Right.
kick it with your stuff.
Or I can come back and I can just leave when we want to leave and go explore and then come back to the site and my bed's already ready. So set it once and forget it.
Ron Popeil, set it and forget
Yeah,
it.
set it and forget it, man. So I mean, I get it is very use case, but
What?
if
Sorry to digress. Set and forget it. Wasn't there like an infomercial back in the day where like they cooked the rotisserie chicken in
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Ron
yeah.
Popeil.
and he had the hairspray, the black
Yeah.
hairspray.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
okay.
dude.
We can still see that ball spot, Ron. You ain't fooling nobody. It's spray paint for your head.
All right, next topic. So we want to talk about complicated battery management systems
Okay.
versus your prototype. I mean, not prototype. Your standard Jackery or EcoFlow or Anchor. Where are you at on it? What are you doing? So let me start this one because I got a couple friends with money, and they're spending all this money on battery management systems, solar, some crazy inverter, some wires that
Fans.
switch this to that, fans.
Bitcoin
The
mining.
battery like lasts 9 or 10 days. Red Arc. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's
Red
rich
Arc.
and he's on portals. But Red Arc, and use case, right? Like what do you use it for? Like what are you building? And like I said, this is an opinion. You don't have. we're not flaming nobody. We're just talking about it. But there's times where, you know, a simple Jackery will work because you're only going out one night, and I've known people who've built their whole rig, $3,000 in battery management system, to go to the same lake with me for a week, for a day.
a night, one nighter.
It's like,
Blow
dude,
up
my
like Temu paddleboard.
my 1,000 watt hour Jackery is still kicking.
Yeah.
And people got battery management systems for what? To charge a phone and to keep a fridge running? Like,
yeah.
what's your guys' take on it? And obviously, like, you know, if you set it up to be the best, it will be the best. But is it necessary? Is it needed? Well, where are we at?
Well, you caught me at the right time, bro, because you know, I'm version what? I think it's 11.
Version 11
in
of your rig.
in a couple months, we're going version 11. But I think I don't want to say I want to go the complicated way, but I think I want to just I like to nerd out on that stuff, bro. I was really into like instead of the audio systems, like itself and like how loud it was back then, I was always checking out how people routed their wires. It was just like a nerd thing for me. So I was like, hey, you know what? This is like the perfect time for me now, because obviously I'm not going to listen to music like that anymore. But having like, you know, hey, what do you use? Like what
gauge are you using?
Yeah, or yeah, is that a 4?
Yeah.
Is that a 4? Like, are those Anderson plugs? Like, you know what I mean? I know, but I'm admitting that I'm a
Fosgate or JBL.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this. I have a, you know, I upgraded. So, you know, I have the DC to DC charger in both of my cars now, which for a battery management system, I think most people would be fine with that. Like $300, it charges your thing like 600, 700 watts, whatever. It's easy to install. Like, it's not that hard, and it'll charge it at a decent rate. But before that, I had an Amazon like 100 watt from the battery with a 50 watt amp breaker going into whatever battery I put it onto. It was ghetto. It did not really work that well, but it charged it. Now it's fine, because I was like, bro, like, I'm only charging a fridge. And if I need to charge my phone twice on this trip, what am I doing on my phone? I'm supposed to be camping. I'm supposed to be looking at stuff. Why am I even on my phone this long?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, like, it's also, everything is use case for me. Like, if you're paying all this money and you're not using it to its full potential, like, did you pay for the right thing?
Right.
Like, I'd rather be like, oh man, like, I saved some money by doing this, rather than, well, I've got 4 200 watt hour batteries that will keep my truck running for 17 weeks.
I could power a third of Galt for 4 days with this setup, all right?
The winery needs it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Galt
We could
Wineries.
light all the twinkle lights at your wedding reception with this setup, right, buddy?
But
That's it.
Edison lights.
yeah, it's definitely use case. So my thing is, like, you don't need that much power. Like, if you have a fridge, which is like, I think 90% of people's issues, like, how do I power my fridge for the whole trip?
Yeah.
Like, there are very efficient and inexpensive ways to power a fridge.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need a battery management system. Like, what the fuck do you need solar for? Like, you're only going one night.
And a lot of them are only 100 watts anyways, and they don't even go up to 100 watts when you're charging them.
Like, last trip to Bowman, shout out Bowman again, I powered my fridge with a Milwaukee battery.
Yeah. See what I mean? See what I mean?
It was like one of those things. I know, but it's just, for me, dog, like, I need to, you know what I mean? Put that little one.
Yeah, you like to tinker.
I'm a tinker.
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 He's chasing
Tinker
clout.
Bell, bro.
He's chasing clout.
Shout out.
Okay, well, good. No, okay. So let's see. We're segueing into now. There's only 2 topics left, because if we talk about it all now, we won't have any other episodes. So not second. This is like the 5th topic now. But diesel heaters, are they necessary? Taco.
Well, dude, like, I'm trying to get my family out. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep them
I'm going to
comfortable.
follow him on this one.
Yeah, like, when I'm by myself, I usually don't bring it. I bring it just in case.
He brings it, bro.
It's there because I want people to see it, because I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, hey, what's up with your diesel heater? By the way, I brought it. Like, bro, it's the most expensive diesel heater build, but it's one of those things where I posted that thing on TikTok and it got the most engagement.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, oh, dude, you're like you said,
You know
you're
why?
tinkering.
It's because everybody's tired of fucking front end Friday. They're
Yes,
like, oh
that's
my
right.
god, look, he's actually doing something.
Wheel Wednesday.
Yeah,
You know?
dude, and like, we have friends that have gone through like 4 different diesel heaters. Like, for me, I bring it for the family, but we have friends whose diesel heaters just keep going out, bro. And
That's Pat.
It's like, bro, it's either
Pat's on
wiring
his
issue.
own.
No, he doesn't pre-fill the fucking tank. He doesn't pre-fill the line. That's what he's not doing.
Did you
Yeah.
give it
It's
a
got too
test
many
run before
bubbles
you
in it.
left the
Yeah.
house? What's wrong with you?
Oh my god.
Bro,
Yeah.
but it's
I'll be honest.
for me it's important when the fam's there. When the fam's there.
I'll give them that. I'll give them the little kids. You know, I've seen some buddies use it in like their vestibules when they had to change the baby or something. If you're bringing your 1 year old out there,
vestibule?
yeah, it's called a vestibule, right, or something like that. Whatever. Shut
Vestibule.
up. But I will say,
Is that the same as a pergola?
if you are going out by yourself and you are a grown man and you live in NorCal, it don't get cold enough for a diesel heater. I'm sorry, you know, like it just doesn't. I've seen people buy them, and then majority of people say that like, oh, I hardly use it, or I use it once a year or whatever, and it's usually because of the family. So I'd say if you don't have a family, you don't really need it. Where we are, if you're in like Montana
Yeah, that's different.
and you're at 11,000 feet or something like that, you know, and
Where
it's
the
a
diesel heater doesn't even work.
yeah, your fuel ain't mixed properly, right? But I don't know. I've never used one. I mean, I use a Mr. Buddy. If that, I have two of them to lend out, but I'll turn that thing on for
Mr.
like
Buddy
5
sandwich.
seconds.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's getting hot.
yeah. It
No.
gets too hot, and there's a danger of this, carbon monoxide. But I mean, I'll just turn it on before I get in the tent so I can strip down. But once I'm in the bag or in the blanket, it's fine. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah. Now, my take on it is pretty simple. I mean, I've had a shout out Dirt Traveler, Lauren Anderson, who's our resident racer now. But 6 years ago, he sold me a Husky -20 bag. And like
So
James
hot.
said,
So hot.
California doesn't get that cold.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit in some places, but I've been in, I think, not negative. Sorry, just kidding. I've been in 19-degree weather camping with the Husky bag. And as soon as you get in there and toast it up, it's fine.
Yeah.
So
I've been in like 10, and I slept outside without a tent in a -20 degree, and I had to leave it unzipped.
all right.
That's how it's just too
Oh
hot.
yeah.
Bro, you just
Oh, you want -20?
You on his chonies in
-20
there.
bag, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I froze my ass off one time and it wasn't fun.
So if depending on the weather, you always want to go degrees below that because you can survive to the rated temperature,
Yeah,
but you're not comfy.
you can
So, like,
live, but you won't sleep.
right. So if you're going out and you know it's going to be 30 degrees, get the 0 bag. If you're going out and it's it's going to be 10 degrees, get the -20 bag, whatever.
Shout out REI return table, bro.
Yeah.
If I find one, it's over.
All right. So our last topic of the day on our pilot podcast, Starlink on the trail. So years ago,
Wait, on the trailer. At
just
site.
At site on the trail, like some people mount it. Like you need to be on the internet the whole damn time you're driving.
While you drive.
But years ago, I remember I would have to tell my family like, hey, like in 3 days I will text you because I'm going to be out, at camp, no reception. But now, with the development of Starlink, what's your guys' thoughts about connectivity on the trail, at camp? Obviously, it serves its purpose, but does it take away from the experience? Does it add to it? Does it make it better? Does it make it worse? Like, what's your take on? I mean, obviously, it's probably mostly positive, but
staying
like,
plugged in.
yeah, what's
Right.
your take on Starlink and connectivity at the camp?
I'll say it's good with all the remote work, right? But let's be honest, if you're remote working, you shouldn't be out at Lake Bowman with a Starlink or anywhere else for the matter of fact, all right? You fuckers, you got to go back to work. That's why the state workers got to go back to 4 days, all right? It's because of you.
It's normal. Go back.
Yeah, go back, all right? Talk to somebody at the coffee pot, all right? Loner. But if I don't know, I would say the downside of it, the majority of the downside of it for me, as far as my perspective, is seeing the kids get on the iPads at camp.
Yeah.
I understand there's nothing while we're getting all messed up and shit and we're getting stupid. I understand that we don't want to have to watch the little ones, right? But we also want to make sure that they're just staying put and they're safe where I can see them. So we'll let them log on,
Yeah.
And so there's a give and take, But I appreciate being able to call for help.
Yep.
If I were to break down, something happens, so there's a medical emergency, right? Being able to call a chopper in or something like that, to get airlifted out.
chopper.
Yeah. So I would say there's pros and cons, but if I had to pick one, I would say it's a pro, but you don't have to use it.
I'm gonna stay with James on this. So I wasn't on this trip, but I won't say any names. But one of the homies, I remember they had an emergency for one of his kids in the middle of the night, and if he wasn't connected to that Starlink, he wouldn't have known that his wife ran out of the house with their kid in her arms, because I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think the child had like some type of convulsion or some type of like issue in the middle of the night where she had to rush the child to the hospital. And he did not know, he would have not known if he wasn't connected to the Starlink and his Ring camera app didn't go off on his phone saying that somebody ran out of his door.
Yeah.
So I think Starlink at camp is great because it keeps you connected to what's important. But also, if I drove 200 miles to be next to a lake to not be on the internet and not doom scroll for a weekend, I think people should also like understand like where you're at. So like James said, like it's cool, it's essential, but if you are spamming the fuck out of it the whole weekend, like why are you even out here?
Yeah, what are we doing? We could have done this in the living room.
like if you're out and you're in a place like 100 miles from somewhere, like in Nevada somewhere, but you're out. Hey guys, we're in the most remote part of Nevada, but yet you just posted it while you're out there. It's like the Wizard of Oz shit. You go behind the curtain and realize he's just a midget with a microphone. And, you know what I mean? It's like it takes the magic. David Blaine showed you all his tricks. So keep that in mind too.
Kako, closes out. Kako closes out.
Hey, I'm gonna have it strictly for the emergency part, and obviously the family thing. Like when my son comes with me, he'll get bored. He'll jump on somebody else's Starlink, but it's one of those things where I'm gonna just control it. Like, hey, we're only gonna go from this part to this part, and then we're gonna go outside to the fire.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna be on the watching the whole time just in the tent. You feel me? So like, and then checking in on family, like you said, the family thing, like knowing what's going on at home.
Yeah.
That was like the first few times where we went and it was like no one had one. It was scary. It was.
Yeah.
But it's like that thing that we're so used to. Like we almost have to be connected to everybody at all times.
Yeah.
Like we're just so used to it now. The whole fam is used to it. Like, hey, did you can I eat this thing that you left in the fridge? Like, I don't know if that's like the most important thing, but
Dad, are these brownies regular brownies or are they special?
Yeah, are these what? They smell funky.
There's a chocolate bar in here, but it doesn't have a Hershey's logo on it. Can I eat this?
It's an astronaut.
Special bar. Why is there astronaut on it? How come there's little ratings about like how high the astronaut goes?
Yeah.
Oh man,
son, it's too late. There's no turning back. Just get your playlist ready. No, just kidding.
No, but after that, bro, like let's get off the devices. Like when we're out there, it's way more fun. Like I'm not the greatest. Like this last trip, I kind of went off everybody else's social media and their recordings because I was having such a great time. I just put I left my phone in the car.
Yeah. Like
the whole time in the tent next to my wallet because I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be in the water trying to wrap it in my shirt. Nah, I'd rather just leave it.
It's hard because we want to capture the moment, right? And we all love posting and stuff, and we all support each other, Right. But I'll say my phone broke for a week in Vancouver recently, and it wasn't by choice. My phone was down for 5 days, and I literally felt like my eyes were less dark. I was less stressed out. I was less anxious, and I think it's because I was just in front of me the whole time. So, so I think if you go and you really want to get away, and your purpose is to really relax, like keep that in mind. At least try to limit it, and do something just to reset your brain so that you don't come back to it and just jump on your phone or whatever, So yeah.
Well, shit. I mean, I think we went over our topics. So to whoever is watching this YouTube, if Pat gets it out and it's actually on YouTube, we appreciate you guys for fucking with us, riding with us for I think an hour and a half. I think that's how long we've gone. But we like to just talk normal guy stuff. We like to talk about it from our perspective. We like to bring up topics that maybe people want to talk about. Maybe it's a joke, maybe it's not. But if you're watching this and you want us to talk about something specific, drop it in the comments. Oh, look at that! Look, we're
boy.
Hey,
drop it in the comments.
Like influencers,
Well, hey, what do they say? Comment, like, subscribe.
That's right.
And share.
Hey, you don't gotta do any of that, but like, if you like the podcast, we want to keep it going. We just want to talk about normal people shit. We want to talk about things we're thinking about, things we like, events we like to go to. This can spin off from just overlanding. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. But
My
if you-
newfound love for float culture, bro.
Oh yeah, so maybe that could be maybe our second episode is I took Kako to Lake Natoma and he realized the SAC gets down, 916 gets down.
Yeah.
So
SAC does get down. Their paddleboard game is strong though.
right,
It is.
right.
It is.
It is strong.
The float game,
Yeah.
float culture. It's strong up in the 916. Bro.
Yep.
But thanks for fucking with us for the last an hour and a half. I don't know how Pat's gonna edit this, but if he's gonna do outro music, it's gonna happen right now.